Hello there, welcome to the channel. Welcome back to the channel. So glad you chose to stop by. Please come in and join me because the messages that I have to share today had me like taken aback. I had to gasp. I could not believe what I had to write down and what I am being led to share with somebody, somewhere out there, anybody, anywhere, okay? I want to say that these messages can be general, but they could also be specific. And lately they have been, and I'm not sure if this one is going to be specific, but I do feel there's going to be some clarity about some things I've already mentioned. I would like to call them clues that were given. Okay, I'm going to do a recap on some things, some of the latest videos, just to provide some further clarity, because today I was again reminded that there's something that is so simple as ABC 1 2 3. And I thought I went over that part, like that was enough of that message. We looked at the ABC, but now the Spirit is guiding me to take a look at the 1 2 3, because something is ABC 1 2 3. Child's play here, okay? Very simple, more simple than I think, obviously, but what you would think as well if you are following along, okay? So before I go into it, hope you're doing well wherever it is you are. I want to give a shout out to all the new subscribers. We have made the milestone of 1,000, and that is so amazing. Okay, that is so awesome. Okay, and I appreciate each and every one of you, and I hope you like it here. Okay, I hope you find something here entertaining, okay, or some words of comfort. You know, I do offer unsolicited advice here and there or whatever. You never know what's going to come out on this channel. Let me say that. Okay, so brace yourself. Do not take anything personally. Okay, do not take anything to heart. Please consult professionals if you feel like something resonates with you, especially as it pertains to anything medical or legal, or if you feel like your life is in some kind of danger. Okay, please seek help beyond me. All right, just don't take me too seriously. I mean you well. Okay, so let's get into the messages. This one shouldn't be too long. I didn't write much down. These messages were channeled to me after I came out the shower, so there's some kind of connection there with me and water, or maybe it's just me having me time. Okay, but some messages were channeled after I came out the shower, so not while I was in there. And again, I was taken aback. Okay, something might take somebody aback. Okay, somebody's going to be taken aback by something in this message. Perhaps, I don't know. I don't know. I just know that this one might be interesting. Okay, so let me put on my glasses and let's jump into it. Okay, so again, I can show you this page. Hold it up for a few seconds so you could see how simple it is, or what I wrote down, that it doesn't look like it will be any kind of information, okay, any kind of relevant clue, but there is something within this. Okay, so I'm going to show you and then explain what it is you're looking at. Hopefully you could see a good view. We're just looking at the top right now. You can see these messages came in around 3:02 p.m. Today's date is October the 12th. Okay, so that's that. So let me explain what I was led to write down here. It's simple as ABC, and then underneath I put 1 2 3. And what I saw was, you know, back when you were a child, I know I used to do this a lot. We would like to encode things, encrypt things, and one of the most basic, fundamental, rudimentary way to create some kind of secret code, or a language, you know, some kind of communication that other people would not be able to read and understand, okay, is simply to write out the alphabet, and then every letter will have a numerical value assigned to it. So A would be 1, B would be 2, C would be 3, so forth, so forth. But for the sake of this video and this message, or this part of the message, we could just stop at C. Okay, so A, B, C. Now we have 1, 2, 3. So what does that give us? That gives us C, A, C. Okay, so C and C. Okay, we don't know what C is. Okay, and I'm assuming that the A could just be and. It just makes sense. It's one thing and another thing. Okay, but it's both things on each side. Okay, on the left is a C, on the right is a C. Okay, and if you go back again and look, I have put 313 over CAC, and the reason why I did this, and I think I might have touched on it in the last video that I just uploaded, is because I was given 311, okay, which told me there's going to be a public service announcement of sorts, but also leading me to the Bible, Revelations chapter 3:11. When I went into the Bible, as soon as I opened it, I felt an alert, like something's off here. Something is saying danger, danger, all red. Somebody's seeing red. It just looked like a bloodbath to me. I hope, you know, these words I'm using are not going to be censored or alert YouTube, you know. But it was all red. And I still went to the verse, which was 11, 1, 1. Okay, not going to get too deep into the 1, 1 numbers and all that, scare you off right away. You just joined me. For the new folks, you know, I don't want to come off too cuckoo off the bat. Okay, make yourself at home first. Okay, where was where was I? 3:11. So I started at 3:11, but I felt led, like Spirit said, continue. And I read 2 more verses, which brought me to 3:13. Okay, 3:13. First of all, I have an affinity for the number 13. Didn't always have an affinity for it. Maybe because my daughter was born on the 13th of a month. Okay, so it made me start looking at the number 13 a little bit different. Okay, no more negative connotations for 13. So it became a little bit special to me. So I know when I see 13 altogether, it alerts me to something. And so far, you know, the messages have been true. Okay, so 13 got my attention, but 313 was the sequence of numbers. And that is so relevant because the next day after I got that message, I received a phone call on my phone, and it happened exactly 3:13, which made me think of the message, like 3:13, you know, it was relevant. So I wrote down 3:13, and now what would be 3? 3 would be C, 1 will be A, 3 would be C again. So 3:13. Love you, babe. I hope you're following. So we have C and C, and then underneath that I put thing 1 and thing 2. So there's a thing 1 who is a C and a thing 2 who is a C. But you would think CC is the same, like one and the same. They're both C's, okay? But are they really? Okay? But back to the CC. I think I said in my last video somebody could have the nickname CC or a C in their name, okay? C could be the beginning letter, a last name, or in the middle. Like there's a C somewhere that stands out in somebody's name, okay? CC also made me think about Chanel. And I keep thinking it's a big brand. It's a top brand. Okay, it's a designer brand. It's fancy, it's opulent, okay? Which made me write down All American Brand. Okay, and I'm like, All American Brand, but what does that have to do with CC? And then what does that have to do with the UK? Because I started thinking about the UK, thinking that this might be a brand out of the UK, or that UK is relevant in something, because one of my messages, I was talking about the UK a lot. So I wrote down the letters. I wrote down CC UK, and then I, you know, arranged them into a word. I never knew I would find a word in there, but I wrote it down exactly how the Spirit told me to write it down. And it was this word, a word that I don't even use in my everyday language, you know. And I'm like, what? That's like, after I wrote down the letters, that's when I was taken aback, because I'm like, the like an actual word could come out of CCUK, and it's CUCK. Okay, so there is somebody who's putting on the image, okay, that they represent the all-American brand, or there's somebody who's not fitting the image of the all-American brand, because the all-American brand is heteronormative, okay, heterosexual, it's not deviant, okay, it's morally upright, okay. That's the impression that America has, okay. Part of the American dream is to really come off like an American brand, like CK. That's what I wrote down, okay? When you think of Calvin Klein, it gives all-American, okay? I'm sure there's other examples, but CK is the one that came out because I'm working with the letters CC and UK, okay? So CK is an all-American brand, okay? You put on what? Clothes. You change clothes, okay? You're also fitting a status quo here, okay? You're living an American dream here. This is so all American, and you should know what comes to mind with that, because again, we're supposed to keep it simple. So CK is an all American brand, okay? Someone could have the initials CK in this story, in this situation, but when I think about an all American brand, it doesn't have to it doesn't have to do with somebody who I have in mind, because again, I'm not trying to make it obvious, okay? But if you are not overthinking it, you would see it obviously, okay? Wink, wink. CK, someone's initial. CK is an all-American brand, represents an all-American brand. Calvin Klein, CK, okay? You see the connection that I'm trying to make here, okay? Somebody could like to wear Calvin Klein if you want to get very technical, okay? Throwing that out there. But Calvin Klein, let's take a look at Calvin Klein. Calvin Klein is somebody who has shared, I believe, that he's fluid, you know, bisexual, okay? So let me link that back. Calvin Klein's sexual orientation, and then going back up with the word that I was led to write down, it's telling me that it does not really align with a particular brand here, all right? Something doesn't align with a particular brand, and it might have to do with someone's sexuality, because I think something about that came out in the last reading where I spoke about Curious George, okay? So a George here, or somebody pretending to be all-American, is actually perverse, actually a bit deviant from the agenda they are pushing, presented, wearing, okay? Since we're talking about clothes here, branding, okay? So you're wearing, representing, being an ambassador for, is a CUCK, is a bisexual, okay? But this information coming out, because like I said, something is coming out the closet. I was led to go into the closet to get a headscarf, okay? And it was deep in the closet too. I had to go all the way to the back to grab this bag containing this item. Whatever this is coming out would ruin the brand, okay? Keep that in mind. Something would ruin a brand if it were to come out. Again, keeping it simple, going back to Dr. Seuss, a doctor might be aware of someone's sexual orientation, okay? A doctor might have some information here that could really shed light on a case or on a facade, because again, with the putting on clothes, changing clothes, it gives me the like false pretense here, or image control here, a lot of image control, PR, okay, as well. After that, after can't ruin the brand, I have till I'm laid to rest, and I think I spoke about this in the last video. It's a song by Buju Banton, and you could take a listen. I don't want to go into the lyrics again, okay? So it's almost like death before dishonor. That's coming to me right now. Death before dishonor. Before this could come out, I rather DIE, I rather disappear, okay? But it wasn't as easy as it appeared, to be, okay? Because there's some kind of detective work going on here. Okay, somebody's working on this case. Somebody sees a lot of inconsistencies, all right? And somebody's in terror that something coming out will ruin a brand, an all-American brand. Okay, pull off this disguise, this mask. Okay, it's a lie. Something is a sham here. Something is a farce. Okay, and somebody who is working on the case is getting closer and closer and closer to revealing some kind of truth that somebody wasn't even in to women, okay, or only women. Okay, this is also giving like a lavender wedding kind of vibe, or again, having children just to fit the patriarchy. Something about patriarch here. Okay, the movie Ghost, which is one of my favorite movies, was brought back to my attention. Okay, but before I go into Ghost, let's go into Titanic. This is about classism. We're dealing with the elites here, the rich and wealthy, okay? People who are in far proximity from me, all right? But I have Jack went down with the ship. And in the last video, I spoke about Jack and the Beanstalk. So somebody could be named Jack here. Somebody could be a jack of all trades. Somebody could also be a trickster, because I think about Leonardo DiCaprio, not saying his real character in real life is anything like this, but the movies that he was casted in could say a lot about what's going on, okay? Again, movies being casted in, playing different parts. This could be one person playing multiple parts here, okay? But whoever this person is, they're going down in deep waters here. And they're going down with the others. The others, another movie channeled, okay? Doesn't have to be related to that or UK, all right? But somebody is going down, and they're not going down alone. That's pretty much what I'm saying. They're going down with the ship. And this is a big ship, because Titanic was historical, okay? Everybody knows something about the Titanic, that it was problematic. It looked good on the outside, looked strong, sturdy, looked like it could prevail the course ahead, you know, survive the seas, anything, but it went under. Something is going under a big ship here. So this could be a real big brand, a big organization, or a person who's just a juggernaut, a giant here in the field. They're going down and they're taking others with them, or others are just going down with them here. Okay, next I have Jack did magic. Going back to Jack and the Beanstalk. Jack did magic, and at first it looked like it worked out. Okay, the mother was upset that he would even bargain the cow, I believe. Okay, so when I hear cow, I automatically think golden calf for some reason. So this is some kind of idolatry. This is some kind of worship of idols here, doing magic with idols here. Okay, and at first it looks like the magic is working, but there's some kind of trade-off here. Okay, because traded cow for beans. Okay, that in the end it was questionable. What you did becomes questionable, or somebody's just under suspicion for some kind of dark behavior here, some kind of dubious and unsavory actions. Okay, this could be criminal investigation, or just the higher ups, okay, the heavenly realms, God's government, okay, spiritual court that is examining someone, okay, that is about to call someone to justice here. Okay, but somebody's going down, somebody's going under, somebody's trying to get out of Dodge before this happens. So that means somebody could see what's coming their way, and maybe they could see what's coming their way because they're consulting magicians here. They're consulting practitioners here to give them some kind of insight, and they cannot deny what's being told to them. They know what's coming. Next I have Puss in a Bag, and that came out in the last message, but more clarity, I wrote down what it could mean, taken from Google. Don't be quick to accept something without knowing what it is. Okay, so Jack didn't know what the beans was going to turn into, and what it turned into really looked good to the eye, but everything that glitters is not gold, because I think something happened. I'm going to refresh myself with a story possibly after this video, because something happened in the end to where I don't think the beanstalk was a good idea, but don't quote me on that because it's been a long time. It's a children's story, but there's a moral to the story with every story that I mentioned so far. Okay, recapping, it's Dr. Seuss Cat in the Hat, Thing 1 and Thing 2, Curious George, and now Jack and the Beanstalk. Okay, so this is some kind of classism here. There's some kind of problem with the others, and the others could just be rich and wealthy, rich versus poor. Okay, but something is as simple as ABC 1 2 3, C and C 313, all American brand, CUCK, or just CK. Okay, was CK a CUCK? I guess we shall see. Something is coming out. Okay, going back to ghosts before I get into cards, really trying not to make this one too long. Ghost. So we have the trio here. We have the ghost, Sam Wheat. Okay, then we have Molly, somebody Sam Wheat loves. Okay, and then you have the medium, who is Oda Mae Brown. Whoopi Goldberg in real life played that part. Sam Wheat was played by, come on, Swayze, Patrick Swayze. Someone's name could be Patrick. I think that came out. I think I wrote down Patrick before this ghost reference. Okay, so that's coming on again. Someone's name could be Patrick. So we have Patrick Swayze playing Sam Wheat. We have Whoopi Goldberg playing Oda Mae Brown. Then we have Molly played by Demi Moore. Okay, so this like trio, this trinity, going back to the three again. Okay, and Oda Mae had to relay the message to Molly given to her by Sam, the ghost, saying, Molly, you're in danger, girl. Like, you're in danger. You need to go to the police because a friend of Sam Wheat was really crooked, really unscrupulous, was really greedy. Okay, wanted something that did not belong to him and thought it was going to be easy taken, really thought he was going to get away with this, and was willing to sacrifice his best friend for these gains, these financial gains. Okay, and the ghost Sam was able to translate this information through the medium, and the medium's responsibility was to warn Molly. Okay, Molly is in danger here. Whoever Molly is in this story, this situation, girl, you're in danger. Okay, somebody is trying to warn you. Send a message from the other side. And I know many people are really sketchy about stuff like this, skeptical, cynical, but like I said, on this channel you're going to hear some occult things. I'm not going to go too deep with it because I am guided by spirit. I only know these things when it's revealed to me by my Lord. Okay, I don't study stuff like this. It just really comes to me at the right time when it's necessary. Okay, and what comes to me I will share with you. So this medium was able to get to Molly in time before she was attacked. Okay, because the person in question started to realize that some things that Molly was saying, based on the information given to her by the medium, no one else would know that but the person who's deceased, Sam Wheat here. Okay, so there's something about credibility here with someone's insight, someone's intuition, someone's predictions, premonitions, prophecies. Okay, there's a lot of credibility on someone here. Molly trusts what this person is saying enough to even go to the police, but of course the feds didn't believe her. And you would have to watch the movie because I could go on and on about this and time is going on. What I'm trying to say here is, Molly, you're in danger, girl. Okay, Molly, you're in danger, girl. Sam, whoever Sam is in this situation, could be an all-American, could have the initials CK or CC in the name. Okay, but you are in danger. Okay, you are in danger. You need to get out. You need to get away, get protection, get security. Just be careful, whoever it is you are. Okay, there's a ghost here that's trying to communicate with you. A ghost loves you. A ghost trusts you. Okay? And you know that it's not all in your head, because again, the information that the ghost is feeding someone, no one else would know but you and that person, that other person that is relaying the messages. Okay, so that might be relevant for someone. Okay, someone doesn't want to see you go down with a sinking ship. Somebody knows a company is going under, and that person wants it to go under because there has been some questionable activities within an organization or a brand here. Okay, there's something about a brand. Okay, somebody wants you to know that you're not crazy. Oh, sweet Lord, Lamb of God. You know the truth, and you have to speak the truth boldly. You have to speak the truth without exaggerating, without embellishing. You may have spoken lies before, okay, but you have to come out with the truth now. You know what the truth is, okay? You know what the truth is, and it might pertain to someone's sexuality, okay? Somebody wasn't who they said they were, or pretending to be, or being pushed, used. I don't know. This is interesting. 26 minutes. Okay, I'm not going to push it. Somebody's about to be pleasantly supplied. That's pleasantly supplied. Okay, somebody's going to come into some supplies. I couldn't even get that out. But what was on the card that I glanced at was pleasantly surprised. Okay, somebody's about to be pleasantly surprised. What else can I say while I'm shuffling? Somebody needs to watch the movie Ghost. Maybe I'll watch it too. But I want to read the story, Jack and the Beanstalk, or check out the Cliff Notes on YouTube. What else do I have to tend to? Something else I said. Something needs tending to. Okay, so maybe I'll be able to have some time to watch the movie Ghost. What else? Remember, simple as A, B, C, 1, 2, 3. Thing 1 and thing 2 both start with C. K. O, K. So now we got both start with C and OK. I'm not going to say that word, but you could spell it out. C, O, C, K. I'm not going to say no more. Okay, something is no competition for someone. Let me keep shuffling because I like to end it without seeing anything. Okay. C-O-C-K, C-U-C-K. Maybe somebody has some kind of relationship who was in the USA, had a partner in the UK. That could be a thing too. Okay, but let's see what the cards say, if they corroborate anything that came out so far. But like I said, this download kind of made me say, what is this? This is a little bit salacious. So this news that is going to come out, or if it were to come out, it will be very salacious. Okay, if God be for us, who can be against us? Who? Okay, who? We shall see who God be for, ain't it? You have divine favor, whoever it is you are. Something is done, something is complete. Okay, if God be for you, who could be against you? You could be seeing 777. Okay, spoke about Genesis yesterday. Okay, in my latest video as well. A new beginning for someone here. Divine favor. You're being created anew, or something's being created just for you. It is already done. It is complete, and it is good. Because that's what my Lord said after he rested and reflected on all his wondrous works. It is good. Whatever it is you're doing, it is good. Divine favor is on your life. I'm hearing, no, I'm not lucky, I'm blessed. Yes, clap for the heavyweight champ, me. But I could have do it all alone. We. Okay? We have 777. Now we have 666. Okay, man-made, manufactured chaos. Okay, I cannot make this up. Okay, I'm hearing emperor's new clothes. So this is somebody of high stature, somebody with a lot of power. Okay, influential. All right, something was manufactured because some truth came out that this person did not fit the mold. Or maybe a mold is involved in the case here. Okay, but something is really manipulated here. Okay, and it's about to be revealed very soon that this is dark forces at play here. Okay, childish, devilish games at work here. It's in the palm of your hand now, baby. It's a yes or a no. No, maybe. Okay, and that's from Katy Perry, Dark Horse. Okay, this give me that you have power, whoever it is you are. You have a little bit of influence yourself. You might not be a classist or of a high class, upper class here, but you are a powerful person who could move the people. Okay, and it's in the palm of your hand. Somebody could be a palmist or just bionic. Okay, but you're powerful. You could be a magician as well, not only with the ability to identify situations that are foul, that are shady, that are shisty, but you could somehow transform a situation, change an outcome of a situation because God is with you. The divine favor is on your life. Okay, you come with some kind of divine authority here. Okay, you're a dark horse. They don't want to see you coming. Okay, the dark horse takes down a Trojan horse, I'm getting. All right, so this situation is like a Trojan horse. It's like a false flag. I know flag has been a major theme for these messages, and I didn't even get into the pages that I have on flag yet, but it comes out in every reading. Okay, there's like a false flag. It happened or it's about to happen. Okay, something man-made. See, a dragon is about to be unleashed. Okay, something is about to be recovered, uncovered, discovered. That's what I'm hearing. Okay, somebody can't keep it in anymore. Some kind of secret. All right, this could be a doctor, like I said, because Dr. Seuss came out, or it could be the other person. Okay, thing one or thing two. There's somebody here that's about to explode, or some information is going to be explosive. Okay, we have genuine, true, and legitimate. Okay, these are not lies. These are not falsities. Okay, this is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Somebody might be getting sworn into something, okay, or might be called as a witness to something, okay. But again, credibility. You are credible. Okay, the Lord is with you and also with you. This could be Catholic, because that's the only time I heard that saying in that exchange. May the Lord be with you and also be whatever. Okay, I cannot make this up. All the world is a stage, and everyone has their part. Okay, that's a line from Madonna. Okay, take a bow. The show is over. Okay, this man-made, manufactured chaos, we're on to you. Okay, you cannot hide it anymore. You cannot fool the masses anymore. We see right through you. Do you think we're all idiots here? Okay, we know we're being played here. We know that there are characters here, changing clothes, changing roles, changing parts. Okay, some are alive that has been claimed to be deceased. Okay, like this is ridiculous now with all this tampering. Okay, this matrix that they want people to be connected to, a web of lies here, but something is going to come out to flip the lid. Okay, an Indian man could be relevant to this situation, and one Indian man flashed in mind. Okay, not gonna say the full name, but let's just say Cash is involved. Cash is involved here. Let me quickly pull just to get another look at this situation, possibly get some zodiac signs to see what's going on here, even though I see what's going on here. So an Indian man could be involved in this man-made manufactured chaos here. 666, working for the dark side. Okay, deep state just came to mind. Something about dark web just came to mind. All the world is a stage and everyone has their part. Okay, but take a bow. Okay, you played your part well, or you did not play your part, so exit stage left. Okay, to the left, to the left. All right, somebody thought they were irreplaceable, or they thought somebody was replaceable, and they're not. Okay, again, go back to the movie Ghost. Lots of clues in there for whoever cares. But if God be for us, we know that Sam wheat, because wheat represents the good seed. Okay, when we're talking about the wheat and the tares here, the separation of the unrighteous and the righteous. Okay, the righteous from the wicked here. All right, if God be for us, who can be against us? You have to remain genuine, true, and legitimate. Okay, this is good characteristics. God is with you. Divine favor is on your life. It's in the palm of your hand. You control the play now. You're going to make a power play, make a power move. It's in the palm of your hand now, baby. Getting a little ramped up. We have the Emperor, but it's in reverse. The Emperor has no clothes. I cannot make this up. An emperor is going down, or an entire empire. Okay, a major boss figure is going down. It's in the reverse. Okay, this person is not genuine, true, or legitimate. This person unleashed some kind of dragon by this man-made manufactured chaos here that's going to cause something to go down. I cannot make this up. Titanic is going down. This situation that they created is problematic. They did not foresee maybe somebody looking into it the way they were looking into it. They did not think that there'll be like loose ends that they would not be able to tie together, tie up. Something is just not as it is being presented. And they're going to be called to give some kind of explanation. And things don't add up. Questionable characters here. Lots of questionable characters. Somebody could be 39 years old. 9 plus 3 is a 12. This is divine order and divine authority. Okay, this is like the Lord setting the stage in order, because it's out of order. Something is really out of order here. This manufactured chaos wasn't, they did not have permission to do something. So I'm giving like somebody was not the one. They should not have touched that one. They should not touch that one. This is going longer than I thought. What did I just see? The Empress. Somebody should not touch someone. Okay, the Empress is somebody that has a lot of favor, a lot of divine favor on their life. Somebody targeted the wrong one. All right, trying to play God. Titanic. Like I said, I believe I said this quote before, but I said, please don't quote me on it because it's something I heard. So there's something about hearsay, secondhand sources here. Okay, so something I heard about Titanic, the makers, the builders. Okay, so builders are involved here. I'm getting masons here. The makers of Titanic said, yo, not even God could take this ship down. And it's God's like, what did you say? Are you daring me? Okay, I'll show you who's God. Okay, I'll show you who is God. So this is divine intervention. I told you not to touch that one, and you tell me you're still going to touch that one? I don't know if I should. Okay, hurry up. Nothing else? We should just end with the Emperor in reverse. Okay, because that's another, something about lovers here. I can't make this up. C-O-C-K, C-U-C-K. Okay? There's something about lovers here. But I'll end it on this, with the lovers as the overall energy here. Okay? Again, somebody could have been wearing a glove, wearing a beard for someone, pretending to be lovers, hiding the fact that they're lovers. Two lovers split apart here. Okay? Because somebody went down. Okay? Or somebody going down is going to highlight a couple here, two people, thing one and thing two. This lovers is giving me thing one and thing two. A Gemini could be involved here. Okay? An Aries could be involved here, or any fire sign, really. What was I going to say? To end, since I'm not pulling any more tarot cards, to looking at the Emperor in reverse, I'm thinking another book, another folklore, another fairy tale, another book with a real moral to the story. The Emperor with no clothes. He was really humiliated. He lost. He was naked. He was naked. Didn't have anything. Didn't own anything really, because he was fooled. He was manipulated. He was sold. He was given like some kind of placebo. Okay. He had users, servants, those working for him, who convinced him that he could put on something and it would be the most outstanding, most remarkable, from the top brand, top designer here. Okay? But the truth is, it was all a farce. We got to see the Emperor for who he really was. Someone who was empty, barren, desolate. That's going to be the state of someone here. They're going to be left desolate, barren, embarrassed. All the world is a stage, and everyone has their part. Someone is about to take a bow. They're going down, them and their crew. I'll end it with a quote from DMX, "Bring your whole crew." I just love when a ninja brings his whole crew. It's just a bigger piece of cake for me to chew a hole through. They're going down. Jack did magic. Man-made, manufactured chaos here. Okay? There's a worshiping of idols. Okay? I know, okay, I'm not even going to say that part. Somebody did questionable things to get to the top, and now they're going down. Emperor with no clothes. I'm going to end it here. 40 minutes. Wow. Hopefully you made it to the end. If you like the video, please show me, by pressing like. Leave a comment if you feel led to, and if you haven't subscribed, please do so. Help the channel grow. We have just reached 1,000 and counting, so let's move our way up slowly, organically. You know what I mean? I only want those here who want to be here, and I want you here, so you are welcomed here. Thank you so much for tuning in. Take good care of yourself. Be sure to catch me on the next one, and of course I leave you with my love. Bye bye.